And I'd like to welcome everyone to this Monday morning edition of Sunrise Serenity. Um, just a note about this idea, which I hope will be calming, which is that so much of um, there's been a flurry of content of life put onto computer screens. But the point of so much, we rarely stop to ask, what's the point of this content that we have, this stuff? And it's not an end. And a lot of the content, be it classes, lectures, different subjects, religious, not religious, meetings, other things, are to connect us in different ways with people, with society, with nature, or in this case, in a meditative sense, with all things, to connect to a deeper place where we're all fundamentally connected, tapped in, and to enjoy that space and to be inspired by that space and to get energy from that space. And so often screens, that's the point of a lot of religious stuff, of prayer that's on. There was just a Saturday Night Live skit on Zoom Church, which everyone should check out, which highlighted some of the technical issues. But the bigger issue is that often I'm finding that these things, well-intentioned, aren't connecting me to, and I think others are as well, which is why Saturday Night Live did a skit about it. It's a ubiquitous experience. They're not connecting us to things. We're trying, but actually, and part of it's because it's on a screen and the technology and the technical issues, they're just frustrating. Or if we're trying to connect to the natural world, it's hard to do that in a screen. So meditation, I think, is a good thing because the instruction comes over your screen, either in this Zoom room or on Facebook Live or on our YouTube channel. Those are the three places you'd be watching this. And that's where the instruction comes, the content. But then we close our eyes and we are doing the thing. And so it's not a practice. It's not meditation on Zoom. That's not what's happening, because you're meditating, not on Zoom, or not on YouTube, or not on Facebook Live. You're meditating in your body with your breath where you are. And so I think that that's part of why I wanted to do it. And the other reason is because life is so frenetic. There's just so much stuff right now. And actually, I'm feeling that quiet is really helpful to reflect on what's happening to us, what's happening to our society. We're needing to rest. So this morning's meditation will focus on the third of this series of 7 emanations of God, or attributes, but also the sort of human psyche. We did chesed, we did loving kindness in our first class, and then we did gevura, we did kind of patient inner strength last time. Today we're going to do tiferet, balance, beauty, harmony. And there's this idea that there's a sort of perfect balance between being loving and kind versus being firm, tough, resolute, that those things are in tension with each other. Ooh, I have one more. See, I'm welcoming Ruth in. Ruth, I hope you weren't waiting long. I might have missed you in the waiting room.
No. I had trouble connecting, so to reload the Zoom app. But thank you.
No worries. You just missed a meta reflection on Zoom as a medium, for what it's worth. But you may want to check out Saturday Night Live skit on Zoom Church for a more humorous summary of basically what I'm trying to say.
I'll do that.
So today we're doing tiferet, balance. We did loving kindness as a meditative practice, and we did inner strength as a meditative practice last time. Kovesh Yitzra, one who conquers their own desire, as a form of strength that isn't violent, but channels our strength in ways that are constructive and capture that quality. And And the balance between these two is seen as tension between being loving and kind and sweet and giving to people, and then also of being firm and strong and resolute and principled, not non-compromising, not stubborn, but principled, um, patient, firm. Those stern sometimes, and it could have an outer manifestation, right, with kindness, but a rebuke. Um, the Torah's example of just like a parent rebukes a child, right, for their own good. So the balance between kindness and strength um, is tough in life, between being outgoing, giving, and inner and having a sense of interiority or inwardness, can also be a way to frame that. Being out in public and time in private. And that's, I think, something we're all struggling with now. Being out there and being in here. And what does it mean to be out there? And are the things we're doing to be out there putting us out there in ways that satisfy the need to be connected? And are the things we're doing to create space actually giving us space? Or are we just worried during that space? So the balance between these things was always seen as challenging, and it's called tiferet, or harmony, beauty, to be in balance, to be in balance. So today's meditation is going to work with the quality of balance in the following way. We're going to be with the breath. And then we might notice so two pieces of balance, which are going to be interesting, right? One is that when we notice, my attention is elsewhere, it is not with my breath in my body. I'm not there anymore. I'm elsewhere. It takes some time until you realize you've gone off the beaten path. Then you come back, and that's like a balance, right? That's like readjusting. So to think of that not as wrong, as we often do, but as balance, right? That I've fallen out of balance, and I just need to rebalance. And then on the other side, sometimes in meditation, we can get into this enjoyable place where we are with our breath, and we're there, and we're kind of firmly there. I would say this happens more with more experience. It tends to, and it can have a blissful kind of quality to it, of just sitting there and feeling like, there's a sense of mastery to it, right? And a sense of pride, and a sense of enjoyment at this place. But immediately there's this other thought that can creep in of like, I'm meditating. This is blissful, or the enjoyment. And and that too is sort of leaving the practice of being present with the breath in the moment. And so every way we go, the balance shifts, which is probably a metaphor in life, right? For this dissatisfaction we often feel with whatever is, either it's not good enough, or when it is good enough, like in meditation, it doesn't last long enough. The championship ends, the Super Bowl is over in a very, Tal Ben Shachar writes a fair amount about this in his books on happiness, but the things don't last. And so that itself provides. So, but the balance is seen as really practice. And I think balancing practice in life, of when we fall off to one direction or another. And a lot of people have described living in this way as feeling either totally incapable, or feeling like you're conquering it, you've got it going really well, and oscillating between feelings of total inadequacy and total mastery. So that's this meditation. So we'll do that. And just note sort of the quality of balance in your meditation, of sort of feeling like you're on ice skates or something, if you're like me, and that isn't a feeling of total balance, but needing to balance, both in coming back, but even in maintaining a posture, and noting that even in meditation, it's moment to moment, that balance is practiced, balance isn't achieved. It is beautiful, but it's beautiful as a constant practice. That's the framing here of Tiferet. So we'll find a seat, Maybe just notice a prominent physical sensation. Perhaps it's the feeling of your feet on the floor, maybe the feeling of the chair, maybe the feeling of the air, its temperature on your skin. Closing your eyes, turning in, and looking for your breath. Some curiosity, trying to jump on that train that is already moving. Breath. Just your natural breath. And pick a spot that can be very helpful. Maybe it's your throat or your nose, the nasal cavity. Maybe it's your lungs. Maybe it's your diaphragm. Maybe it's anywhere else. And we'll stay with our breath. And when our attention shifts and we notice, aha, I'm there, firmly enough to utilize some strength, kindly enough not to be blaming yourself for being human and having your attention shift, using those attributes, we'll just come back with the force of gvura and the gentleness of chesed, loving kindness. We'll come back to our breath and notice the balancing involved in that action and the balance we try and maintain moment to moment. Noticing other balancing issues and feeling like you're on a balance beam of attention, but in a fun way. Like it's a challenge. You're not going to hurt yourself if you fall off. You're trying to stay on the balance beam, and it's fun. That's what we'll do here. And taking as much or as little time as you like. Bringing this heightened sense of the inner balancing act and coming back to the outside, perhaps taking it with you, opening your eyes whenever you're ready or comfortable. Just make a final comment, which is that in the Jewish tradition, this balance isn't seen as bad, but it has a beautiful quality to it, both when it's achieved, but even in the, it's only achieved for a second and then it's gone. So even in the practice of it, so to reframe, some of our struggles as a balance, but one with a quality of beauty to it, joy, may be helpful. I find it helpful during this time. And we'll close, as we always do, with a chance if anyone wants to ask a question or make a comment, or to take a moment to journal. If anyone has anything they'd like to add, this is the time to do that.
Thank you. That was great.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Thank you, Roberta. With that, I wish everyone a wonderful Monday.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a
You
great day.
too. Bye.
Thank you.
Okay, bye.